Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, everybody. My name's Vicki Seebeck, and I am talking with Kimberly Warner Benno, or Warner,
Warner.
Kimberly Warner,
Mhm.
this morning. And I've always wanted to kind of start a series. It's called Pull Up a Chair. And today we're going to be talking about businesses and what's going on really behind our closed business doors, some of our successes, some of our challenges. So, welcome, Kimberly.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Let's hear a little bit about you and your business.
Okay, well, I was a stay-at-home mom actually for most of my adult career life, if you will. And then I started a direct selling company and had great success over a course of almost 10 years now. So with that success, I wanted to open something that was entirely just mine, all my own, that I could make all the decisions and could have it be whatever it is that I wanted it to be. And because my love language is giving gifts and receiving gifts, I love to give them. I can hardly wait. I usually spoil my kids' Christmas gifts by telling them what they're getting before we get to Christmas. I love wrapping, making things pretty, and I also like the conception of like building a brand. And so Authentique downtown Kenosha is my gift store. It's all things giftable, and I really do try to incorporate mostly small business owners in my small business, and most that are owned by women if I can, and also very unique and not found in other places. So I search out brands and find exclusive contracts and things like that, or I try to have things that are totally unique that people have never seen before. And then the experience of coming in the store and being able to have, sample of mimosa while you shop and have full gift wrap, boxes, bows, tags, all of that. That was really kind of my dream, to have a retail store that brought back the experience of shopping and not just, going on Amazon and click a gift and send it to your mom, kind of getting away from that, but to remember how much people used to love to dress up to go downtown and shop, like my grandma would say. So and my mom owned a business, my grandma owned a business, my great grandma. So I come from a long line of entrepreneurs.
And all female entrepreneurs then? I mean, what about grandpas and dads?
Yeah, well, my grandpa's owned a restaurant and was a chef and stuff. So, but and my dad owns a business. So yeah, I mean, pretty much all small business owners.
So I love the name Authentique. How did you come up with that?
Authentique is French for authentic. And when I started to rise in the ranks of my direct selling company, I was the one that was, wearing a hot pink mini dress, or, had a flower in my hair, and saying the F-bomb probably when it's inappropriate, just totally, I am not appropriate in any way, but I am me and I am authentic. And people said that I probably wouldn't fit the mold of a direct selling business, that I wouldn't be able to be successful because I was so different, and out there. Yeah.
Out there, yeah.
A little crazy, a little loud. I say what I think. And I did it anyways. And so I have, lots of training videos out there called Fun Authentic Success on YouTube. And so when I was going to open a business, I wanted it to tie back in with the theme of my life, which is basically here's what you get, and it's me, and it's sometimes it's raw and sometimes it's authentic. I mean, it's always authentic, but sometimes it's not easy to swallow, maybe. Sometimes it's sassy, I don't know, but that's where it came from.
Okay, I love that story. I have never really even known how you came up with that. I know sometimes it's so hard when you want to start a business to pick a name, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
And then it sticks with you. I mean, you can't, it's hard to change it.
Yes.
I don't know if I would ever name a business after myself again, because it's there with you. There were so many times I wanted to change the name and I was like, oh, all right, it's too late.
Too late.
It's too late. You've already started the brand.
Yep.
I love the brand though, and I love your tags, and I laugh at your love language. So are you talking about the 5 love languages?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So gifts is your number one?
Yes.
That
Getting and giving.
I love it. I love it. What
Yeah.
was number two? Do you remember?
I think physical touch. I'm not sure.
So number one was clearly
Yes,
giving gifts and receiving gifts
yeah,
for
on
you.
both sides. Yes,
Great joy for you.
yes,
Well, and I think that you can tell that when you come in the store. You know,
yeah.
every little nook, everything is just so beautifully curated, and
Oh,
there's just a lot of love that is shown in the store,
oh,
and
thank you.
uniqueness. And I agree with you. I think that especially in, I mean, Kenosha is 100,000 people, but you want to be unique. You
Right.
don't want to have the same thing. And it's gotten extremely hard to be unique,
Yes.
because everybody is selling online. Even unique vendors, artists are selling online themselves. And so to be unique is tough. But tell us a little bit about some of the ways that you are completely unique by manufacturing your own products, which I think is spot on,
Oh,
spot
thanks.
on for small businesses.
Well, it does take a lot of work and a lot of research, and I couldn't do it without the partners that I have in my business. You know, I've been lucky to find, a full-time partner to help me, come up with these ideas and then actually,
Implement them.
physically create them. Yeah. And
Okay.
so, it just kind of came to a point where I was like, man, that's a cute and funny makeup bag. I could write a funnier one, or, those tea towels are great, but I mean, I could do something just as funny as that, and have a larger margin. And, we make our own candles as well because we have a candle factory. So we're slowly trying to, kind of create a wholesale aspect to the business as well, so that we could sell to other businesses, other small businesses or whatever throughout the nation. But yeah, it kind of just became a fun project to sit down and see, well, how many fun little makeup names could we come up with, or, little sayings and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And then it just is the research behind how you get them made and all of that. But it does help, with the margin, obviously. And when you're in retail, it's about making money, but a small retail business doesn't typically make a ton of money. Like, it's like being a teacher, you got to love it because you're not going to be a millionaire doing it. So.
So would you say that the biggest hurdle then for that would be maybe capital? So let's say I came up with something, and I mean, a lot of people have those ideas and then they don't even go further because I think that they think, well, I can't afford to manufacture 500,000 pieces or whatever it is. But is that what you're meaning about your partners? And
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have to have the creativity and the computer skills to, like, you know, actually create, the image of what you want somebody else to produce for you. But it is large, quantities. So yeah, having that extra cash to be able to take the risk to do it is scary because it is thousands of dollars. But once you do it once, you get a little bit more confident in your skill set, and you find a manufacturer that you like and partner with, and then it kind of goes from there. But it's a lot of trial and error, and definitely having that money up front, which I had, saved up from all of the years in, direct sales. So I did start the business, cash. So that was a bonus for me, that I had saved money to be able to do that, and then hire and train like the best staff in all of Kenosha. I swear I have the best staff. So, we really do it's like a process of how we sell and how we create a gift for someone. So, but yeah, that's probably the most difficult part, having the money and then the resources, and then also knowing like where to look. And we have some friends that, manufacture things. So we had, uh, you know, some people to ask.
are you manufacturing mostly everything in the United States or North America, or have you had to outsource?
We've had to outsource, some of the textile things, but as far as the, like our candles and everything, they're made right downtown Kenosha in our factory
Oh,
by
that's
us.
great. How many employees do you have? I
um,
mean, all together.
I have like 10, 10 I'd say, and then a couple of like seasonal people.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they rotate weekends and some are day staff. So,
Now, you also did a pop-up in downtown Racine last fourth quarter, and a
mhm.
lot of people, pop-ups seem to be the big buzzword now, and it gives people an opportunity to test markets, try markets. I'm not going to ask you about, whether you thought it was a success or not, but how would you recommend somebody go about looking for a pop-up venue? Like, what would you tell them to really pay attention to? Would it be location? Would it be storefront? Would it be how much it costs?
Yeah, I mean, location for sure, obviously. But I think even beyond cost, knowing that it is a lot of work to do a pop up. It is an extreme amount of work because you literally are taking a piece of your business and trying to recreate like a mini version of your store in another location. And so for me, I'm kind of a perfectionist and I didn't want it to look hodgepodgey. I didn't want it to look like it was, just a bunch of stuff thrown into a space.
Mhm.
Again, I had a friend who, owned the space. And so it's kind of was who I knew at the time. I was able to get a very reasonable rent. But that can be the most challenging part, I think, is finding a space for a temporary period of time and then actually recreating your store in a new location. It's a lot of moving pieces and moving furniture and moving things. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine that, to be able to have that whole look, but and it's temporary. So you put a
Yes.
whole lot of work into something that it's just
Right.
for a certain amount of time.
And it's hard to know how much merchandise to order. You want to over order knowing that you're going to have a pop up, but you don't know exactly what that location is like or how it trends. So it's very hard to kind of get a feel. When you're in your same location over a certain amount of years, you get an idea of what sells and what your clientele is like and how much to buy and how much not to buy.
Mm.
And that was really challenging as well. But it was still it was still good to do it because it brought Authentique to a location that not necessarily I wanted to stay there, but that then they knew where I was, and it brought a lot of Racinians to Kenosha, which is great.
Good. And you were able to track that?
Yeah, I mean, mostly it was just verbal. I didn't do like a tracking system, but people would say, "Oh, I was up at the pop up, and I wanted to come see the real store." So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So would you do a pop-up again?
Probably not. Mostly because it was a lot of work and I'm getting older and hauling all that furniture and I, I am like a last minute kind of person. Like I love to make sure everything's perfect right before the doors open. That level of excitement is fun, but it is yeah, it was exhausting, and through fourth quarter even more so. I was lucky to find a great person to man that location and take ownership of it, but I don't know that I would do it again. I think I would just do something bigger or different out of the box at the main location.
Yeah, I love your vision. I've been doing some retail coaching, and typically you start with a vision, but that vision then leads to a snapshot. And it sounds like you've got that snapshot. So that store is your snapshot when you open up, and that store is your snapshot when you close. So it's always looking exactly the way that you want it to look, and according to your vision, how it's running. So I love your energy and all of your ideas. I don't know how you sleep. You have got one idea after another idea. I think you do a bang up job on your marketing.
Thanks.
And I know that you are always having something coming up, some kind of promotion or a way to get people in. But I think most of your skill is solving problems. So that leads me to sort of getting a liquor license in a boutique. never would I thought to even try to do that. But
Yeah.
you did it, Kimberly. My hat is off to you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I do view myself as an executor. So when I set my mind to something, it's like, okay, how am I going to get this done? And that was just one thing that I really wanted to be able to offer in terms of completing the sales cycle. We sell a lot of, cute wine glasses, but no wine to go with it, or cute wine decor, or Bloody Mary mix, or just, all sorts of things that, baby gifts, but no champagne for a new baby. So it just, in my mind, made sense that we have that to complete the selling cycle. And because I always, from day one, wanted to be able to serve my customers, a sample of a mimosa or whatever as they walk around and shop. But it makes more sense to sell one or to serve one that you can sell then, because they think it tastes so great. So then they buy it. So it just made more sense to me as a business person to have that license, so that then when they sampled a sparkling Moscato, we could say it's right over here and it's from Italy and it's not sold anywhere else in Kenosha and it's only $8 a bottle, and then that increased the sale by $8. So, it was a vision that I wanted to lead to profit as well, but completing the cycle was important to me. So.
And you're creating a perfect sale.
Yes.
Now they left the store. They're extremely happy. They don't have to try to find something else to go with it.
And they don't have to go make another stop, and it's all wrapped.
Looks great. I'm sure that there are a lot of favorite things about having a business. But what I really wanted to ask you about is, how are you feeling now after being closed for 6 weeks, almost 2 months?
Yeah.
Well, no, almost, what was it? It's like the 17th, a little over 5 weeks. Yeah.
Yes. Definitely it is a daily challenge to inspire and get up and try to think of ideas. And it was most anxious. I was so very anxious, but also very sad for my employees. And so it wasn't necessarily about me in the store making money and whatever, but that my employees that, they're young college students or they just graduated, and they rely on their Saturdays and Sundays, that extra paycheck, and, my full-time or sort of full-time person, she definitely, it was like it's her only job, so that was the hardest part, was how am I going to take care of my employees? And of course, the government's done things and made it possible. And so I'm grateful to say that my employees are being paid and have been back paid and all of that. But not everyone can do that, so that was the hardest. But what I'm most proud of, I guess, is that during this awful time, with the help of my great staff, we've been able to come up with some outside of the box ideas to at least continue the registered ringing. And so what's been very inspiring is that my customers, they want to help us. They want to shop. They want to do what they can do, because they don't want to see Authentique close. They don't want to see the sign come down. And that was very, very motivating for me. And so we did and have been doing different weekly specials, outside of the box things. We started with like a survival box that had, champagne in it and hand soap and that sort of thing in the very beginning. And it was just a flat rate, $117 or whatever of merchandise. And whoever wanted one, and we would locally deliver it, just ring the doorbell, put it on the doorstep, or a flat rate shipping fee, of like $7 or something. But and that was our first test, and that went really, really well. Like, we were shocked. And then, the following week I did a gift with purchase. So if you bought, one of our amber perfume items, you got something. If you bought 2, you got 2 free gifts. If you got 3, you got 3 free gifts. So it's just, instead of like just the gift card thing, we're trying to think of like ways that actual because the thing is, the merchandise is still in the store, right? And it's getting dusty. And at the end of the day, when we can reopen, I want to reopen fresh and brand new, and like people have never seen Authentique before. So I have to get rid of the merchandise that's in the store. So trying to be creative that way. It was my birthday on April 1st, so we did birthday boxes. We didn't tell people what were in the boxes. We just told them that there was a small, medium, large, and you got 4 items, 7 items, 10 items. And we kind of showed a table of a lot of really cool stuff, but they didn't even know what they were getting. So, and that's where having the pieces that we might manufacture ourselves make it really easy to do those sorts of things, because most business people wouldn't be able to do a gift with purchase like that. But if you're giving away something that you manufacture yourself, then your profit margin, you're not giving away a $50 item and having to suck up $50. You know what I mean? So we used a lot of the things, our candles that we make ourselves, and, the makeup bags and tea towels and things like that, to be able to incentivize people to want to participate. So we're just blown away. And then our most recent that maybe you've seen is that I'm doing, we have custom towels and blankets in the store that are made specifically and exclusively for us, with the map of downtown Kenosha. And now we have the new downtown Kenosha Strong logo with the heart that's on my front door. And so what I did is I got with my company, they are making masks that I'm assuming we're probably going to have to wear through the fall. It's probably going to get to that, but it has the map of downtown Kenosha. And then on the side, it has the heart that says #Kenosha Strong. And for each mask bought, I'm donating another one to like the restaurants in the local downtown people that are still serving us. They're still making food and doing curbside delivery. And, if we're going to get to open, we have to open safe and keep our customers safe and all of that. So I'm not really making any money off this venture, obviously, but wanted to just shed light on the fact that it's something unique. It's something different. Our Kenosha clientele is loving it. And also a way to like give back during such a yucky time, But so, yeah, just thinking outside of the box. And I'm very proud of what we've been able to accomplish over the past 5 weeks.
Yeah, I did see that promotion. I thought it was genius.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm excited. They're on order and they're coming. And I never would have fathomed the amount that we would have sold. So they're going to be coming in chunks because we sold so many. They're like making them as fast as they can. So yeah, it's been a gift.
So if you had any kind of a silver lining from all of this?
I think overcoming adversity like this is really challenging. And I was also personally going through one of the hardest times in my life at the same time. And so
it's always,
I guess, yeah, when it rains, it pours, right? But yeah, and then having kids at home, my house is
at school now.
Yeah, I'm like, could anything else happen? Could anything else bad happen? But I think the silver lining is just being able to recognize that I am a truly talented business person, which I probably wouldn't have said 5 weeks ago. I would have said, yeah, I make a store pretty and I'm a shopaholic. I find fun products, but I am strategic and I do have a pretty strong gift for how to brand and run and continue to keep afloat, a small business. So I think that's the silver lining for me, and it's more of a personal silver lining than anything, but that's probably what has come of it for me. So I still can't wait to open my doors, and it's also a great opportunity to clean and, get rid of old things and bring out new things and stuff like that. But it definitely at first is a little paralyzing. And I know a few other small business owners that are just like, they just don't know what to do or how to continue to stay afloat. And it's being strategic and solving problems with your business mind.
Did you find that your online sales went way up after this, or was it more kind of the delivery and curbside pickup?
Right. No, we have a website, but because all of the things that we carry are so one of a kind and unique, And also my vision has always been for the store, once we have one line and it sells through, I'm going to try to find a different line. We have certain lines that we always carry, our amber perfume line, our card line, things like that. But fresh and new merchandise and different brands are always coming into Authentique, and other ones are always going. And so it would be really hard to put our whole store onto our website. So short of like our paint that we always carry, our amber, things like that, those are the only things that are really accessible through the website. So it was more about creating these curbside pickup and these package ideas, and being able to then create a link through our POS system and post it for people to easily buy the product. And so, and then they're able to say if they want it delivered or, curbside pickup. So that is how we've kept afloat, really. Our online sales have never been really huge. And so that's just, we kind of create like a splash page on the website with all the items. Or if I would do a Facebook Live and I would talk about a new line. And then Steve would create like a splash page that would have all the products I talked about. So they could go to the website, see those products, and buy those products specifically. So that's an integrated piece to our POS platform. But that's where you always want to hire someone to work with you that is strong in something that you're really bad at. And that also has made me a genius, is that I hire, people that are better than me in things that I'm not good at all. And then therefore we're able to really like be a full running, circle, if you will. So that, yeah, it was the promotion of the things versus just online sales.
I think the biggest challenge for a lot of small stores that didn't even have a website to try to start selling then, I think that was their biggest challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people did for the first time do Facebook Lives, and
right.
So many people were so nervous about even being on camera doing something live, and they've really come out of their box.
Yeah.
And have had success with Facebook Live. Although I think that having that splash page is perfect, because so many times you see something and you want to do it, and sometimes those live events are a little bit difficult
to go back and find things. Yeah. But for some of my other partners downtown that again are more one of a kind, doing those lives and selling, we only have this piece of furniture or whatever, who wants it? I mean, that skill set and having that skill set is great. I mean, that some people, if they're doing it for the first time, yeah, like yay to them, because that is something that, you have at your disposal. So you have to try everything you can if you don't have an online presence. And that's fine. You don't have to have an online presence, but you do have to be able to think outside the box then.
So just a couple of questions to wrap up. What would you tell somebody who said that they wanted to open up a new business?
Well, I guess I would probably make sure that they, want to work like really hard, and know that they have to let your whole soul and blood.
Really? You mean it's not easy?
No, it's not, Vicki, and I know you know that. So I would say make sure you really want to work a lot. And what sort of legacy are you wanting to leave, for your kids or your family? And I don't mean like in terms of when you die, but what sort of message, do you want your business to send? And then thirdly, I would say, who do you know that is a coach like you, for example, or that has done it.
Oops. You just froze. Can you hear me? We must have lost internet connection.
And so, legacy, but mostly about just, what sort of print do you want to leave? What do you want people to remember about your business? And thirdly, I think super important is to find someone like a coach, like you, for example, who coaches people in opening small businesses, or someone that you know that has opened a successful small business, and utilizing, asking a ton of questions and really doing your research, building a business plan, because the things that you don't expect are going to happen. You're going to have all sorts of things pop up that you aren't going to know, that you don't expect are going to be a part of building a business. And that's where having, a coach or a mentor or someone, and that might cost money, but I think it would be worth it, especially if you've never owned a business before, but it's always been your dream. Find someone who does that and has done it successfully, and utilize that as a way to kind of your jumping off point, because there are so many things. You can only make a first impression once, and you don't want to open those doors and not have it be a wow factor, because the first time someone comes in and isn't really wowed by it because you didn't take the time to really build and understand what your brand is all about, they might go, this is okay. I don't know if I'll come back to this store again. You don't get that second chance. So how to build a brand and make it, and it's so many pieces to it that sometimes requires a professional. So, and I had built other businesses prior to this. So, and ran other multi-million-dollar businesses that in the past. So, and my mom, so I always had someone to ask.
And it sounds like you had some capital.
Yes, I did have money.
And that always helps.
Yes. Not that you can't get a loan, right? I mean, there's always business loans and things like that. So there is a way to get the money, but definitely utilizing who you know and a coach or some sort, because it's a lot.
So again, thank you so much for taking the time this morning. I've got one last question, and that is, if you could make a wish, what would it be?
Oh, that COVID-19 is over. Over. No more death and sadness and heartbreak, and kind of get, I just want to be back in my four walls that I love so much, and see my customers and hug my customers. And so for me, that, I'm sure that's everyone's wish right now. But if it wasn't that, it would be that there were more hours in the day for me to continue opening more businesses, which is my plan. So.
Oh, goody.
You don't know what I have coming, do ya? No.
I can hardly wait. I can hardly wait. Thanks so much, Kimberly.
Thank you,
We're going to sign off, and enjoy your day, and I know you'll be open soon.
Thank you.
Fingers
all right.
crossed.
Love you, girl. Bye.
Bye-bye.